Biomolecules, animal and plant kingdom. That is my today's two topics. Now we say biomolecules. For example, proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, enzymes. These are biomolecules. Why these are called biomolecules? Because these are related to biology. These are related to bio, and bio means life. These molecules are present in living organisms. As this series of lectures are related to biological sciences, that's why we are discussing everything which is related to biology. Biology is the scientific study of life. When we study life scientifically, so this is called biology. For example, we have the philosophical study of life, we have the scientific study of life, and we have the literary study of life. We study life in different ways. For example, there is a beautiful flower. So a scientist will say that why this flower, what is pollination, what is corolla, what is petal, what is the function of flower. So a scientist will discuss flower differently. A philosopher will say that why flower, and why flower is beautiful, and what is beauty, and how to be beautiful. So that is philosophical discussion. And literature will describe the beauty in a poem, in a novel, in a drama. So we call that literature. So literature, philosophy, and science. So as we are doing science now, so our focus will be more on scientific study of life. When we discuss science, so we observe things, we make theories, hypotheses, theories, experiments, and then we make laws. That is the scientific method. Now, when we study the biomolecules, so we study carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and enzymes, and these biomolecules we study in the living environment. For example, water. Water is also a molecule. It is also a compound, H2O. There is hydrogen, two molecules of hydrogen and one of oxygen, and water becomes a compound out of the molecules, but that is inorganic. That is not, it is not like protein or carbohydrate. Though our body contains water, but water is not a biomolecule because it is not like protein or carbohydrates or enzymes or lipids, because that is directly related to the biological process. So that's why we call it biomolecules. These molecules play a tremendous role in the life processes. For example, you have proteins, so your bones, your muscles, all these are made of proteins, and lipids play a role in your body. We have good lipids, we have bad lipids. Carbohydrates is the instant source of energy from where we receive energy, and our whole body and our whole system works. Similarly, enzymes have a tremendous role in our biological processes, our digestive system and other systems. Various types of enzymes are involved in the biological processes. So that's why biomolecules is a part of your course. The second topic that we have, that is plant and animal kingdom. We have total 5 kingdoms in this universe. So 2 kingdoms, plant kingdom and animal kingdom, that is part of your course. Plant kingdom is a beautiful kingdom, and we have variety of plant species, and you see that there are different types of plants. They have different seasons, different cultures, different cultivation processes, different seasons. For example, wheat is also a plant, maize is also a plant, but both are grown in different seasons. Similarly, we have small plants we have big plants, we have trees, we have shrubs, we have herbs. So variety of plants are there in the plant kingdom. And again, animals, a variety of animals we have. Human being is also an animal biologically, because we are Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens, our species and genus that is Homo and species. So we are also part of the animals. And then in zoology, we study all other animals, while in botany, we study plants. Animals from lion to cat to tiger to insects. We study insects in entomology, and we study different types of animals. There are, variety of animals. You can imagine that rat, mouse is also an animal, and lion is also an animal. So there is a huge variety of animals in the nature. And nowadays I'm in Africa, so I see with my own eyes different types of animals in the natural environment. So this is such a beautiful thing. So you have to study these two topics in detail. I have given you notes. In the notes, all the details are given. And now I will be also explaining these two topics. So please make a comment that I must be expert on biomolecules and the two kingdoms, plant and animal kingdoms. I will be an expert on biomolecules and both the kingdoms of plants and animals. Now, what are biomolecules? Biomolecules are the most essential organic molecules which are involved in the maintenance and metabolic processes of living organisms. As I explained to you earlier, why these are biomolecules, because these are involved in the life processes, and these are organic. There are inorganic molecules also, and there are organic molecules also. So organic molecules are involved in the life processes. These non-living molecules are the actual food soldiers of the battle of sustenance of life. They range from small molecules such as primary and secondary metabolites and hormones to large macromolecules like proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, lipids, etc. So there are two types of biomolecules. Small molecules, which are called primary and secondary metabolites, and hormones, to large macromolecules like proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, and lipids. I am reading from a website which I will be again recommending to you guys, and this is byjuice.com, BYJUS. If you observe Indian players, so they usually have the shirts of byjuice.com, BYJUS.com. This is one of the excellent learning website developed by Indians. अब हमारे वाले जो है वो प्रॉपर्टी डीलर वाले लगाते हैं, लेकिन ये जो इंडियंस है they are so good in research and educational services. So if you write in Google byjuice.com biomolecules, so you will get the website. Otherwise, I have given you all the details of these two topics in today's notes. ये जो notes है, इसको आप कॉपी करके ना अपने वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट में, तो उसको इकट्ठे करें. इसमें एक एक सिलेबस के टॉपिक पे मैं आपको नोट्स दे रहा हूँ डेली. फिजिकल साइंसेस भी मैंने दी है, और इस पे भी बायोलॉजिकल साइंसेस भी मैं दे रहा हूँ. तो आप तमाम नोट्स ऊपर से नीचे जो है वो सारे तरतीब से रख के इसको प्रिंट करें और इसका अपना फोल्डर बनाएं. इमरान खान इसको आप इकट्ठा करें, तो इसको फिर हम पब्लिश भी करेंगे. So there are 4 major classes of biomolecules: carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, and lipids. Each of them is discussed below. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are chemically defined as polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones or compounds which produce them on hydrolysis. Because they contain carbon and hydrogen, that's why they are called carbohydrates. In layman's terms, we acknowledge carbohydrates as sugars or substances that taste sweet. आम जबान में, साइंस की जबान में तो ये जो है हाइड्रोलिसिस के प्रोडक्ट्स है और ये जो है अल्डिहाइड्स है या कीटोन्स है। लेकिन अगर एक आम बंदा आपसे पूछे कि कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स क्या है, शुगर्स, चीनी, जो मीठी मीठी चीजें है, ये सारे कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स है। They are collectively called as saccharides. Saccharides is taken from Greek language sugar. Depending on the number of constituting sugar units obtained upon hydrolysis, they are classified as monosaccharides 1 unit and oligosaccharides 2 to 10 units and bisaccharides and polysaccharides more than 10 units. They have multiple functions. They are the most abundant dietary source of energy. They are structurally very important for many living organisms as they form a major structural component. Cellulose is an important structural fiber for plants. कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स के दो मेन फंक्शंस है। एक फंक्शन जो है उनका स्ट्रक्चर प्रोवाइड करना है। जो सेलुलोज है, जो प्लांट में आपको फाइबर नजर आता है, रेशा नजर आता है, सो दैट इज मेड ऑफ प्लांट्स, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स। एंड द सेकंड फंक्शन इज गिविंग एनर्जी। ठीक है, जब आप कोई मीठी चीज खाते हैं तो आपको इंस्टेंटली फौरन एनर्जी आ जाती है। सो दैट इज, दीज आर द टू फंक्शंस ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स। तो इसके बाद जो है ये प्रोटीन्स है। प्रोटीन्स आर अनदर क्लास ऑफ इंडिस्पेंसिबल बायोमोलिक्यूल्स which make up around 50% of the cellular dry weight. जो सेल का 50% हिस्सा है, ड्राई वेट है, तो वो प्रोटीन से बना होता है। पाकिस्तानी लोग क्यों काबिल नहीं है या उनका दिमाग क्यों काम नहीं करता? क्योंकि हम ज्यादा कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स खाते हैं और प्रोटीन्स कम खाते हैं। प्रोटीन्स आर पॉलीमर्स ऑफ इमाइनो एसिड्स अरेंज्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ पॉलीपेप्टाइड चेन्स. The structure of proteins is classified as primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary in some cases. These structures are based on the level of complexity of folding of a polypeptide chain. Proteins play both structural and dynamic roles. Myosin is the protein that allows movement by contraction of muscles. Most enzymes are proteinaceous in nature. तो प्रोटीन जो है ये एनर्जी भी देता है, ये स्ट्रक्चर भी देता है और ये बड़े इंपॉर्टेंट हमारे जो मायोसिन, जो हमारी मसल्स है, तो ये मायोसिन की वजह से हमारी मसल जो है उसमें वो मूवमेंट होता है। तो एंजाइम्स जो है ये भी बेसिकली प्रोटीन्स है। न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स रेफर टू द जेनेटिक मटेरियल फाउंड इन द सेल दैट कैरीज ऑल द हेरेडिटरी इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम पेरेंट्स टू प्रोजेनी. प्रोजेनी मीन्स ऑफस्प्रिंग और चिल्ड्रन। माँ बाप से बच्चों की तरफ जो मिरास जेनेटिक्स में जाता है, तो वो जो मटेरियल ले जाता है उसको हम कहते हैं न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स. देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूक्लिक एसिड्स, नेमली डीएनए एंड आरएनए. डीएनए इज डीऑक्सीराइबोन्यूक्लिक एसिड एंड आरएनए इज राइबोन्यूक्लिक एसिड. Lipids are organic substances that are insoluble in water, soluble in organic solvents, are treated to fatty acids, related to fatty acids, and are utilized by the living cells. They include fats, waxes, sterols, fat-soluble vitamins, mono, di or triglycerides, and all these things. तो जो चकनाई वगैरह है तो उसको हम लिपिड्स कहते हैं। ये भी आपको एनर्जी देती है और लेकिन इसका बहुत ज्यादा इस्तेमाल जो है वो ठीक नहीं है। इसमें जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है वो प्रोटीन्स है, मिनरल्स है और विटामिन्स है जो सेहत के लिए अच्छा है। तो ये छोटा सा इसका इंट्रोडक्शन था। यही चीज फिर हम डाइट में भी पढ़ेंगे, लेकिन यह जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं ये बायोलॉजी में पढ़ रहे हैं। बायोलॉजी में ये है कि इनकी जो बायोमॉलिक्यूल्स है इनका स्ट्रक्चर क्या है और इनका मेन फंक्शंस क्या है। फिर एग्जैक्टली यही चीज जब हम नीचे अपने जनरल साइंस एंड एबिलिटी में जाते हैं तो वहां फिर आपको ये फूड में भी नजर आएंगे, बैलेंस डाइट में फिर यही चीजें दोबारा पढ़ेंगे। सो दिस इज अबाउट दैट। एनिमल एंड प्लांट किंगडम आई हैव गिवन यू ऑल द डिटेल्स। तो उसमें कोई समझने की कोई इतनी मुश्किल चीज नहीं है। जो जानवर है और पौधे है तो उससे आप गो थ्रू हो जाए और नेचर में जो डाइवर्सिटी है, जो वेराइटी है, उसको समझने की कोशिश करें कि कितने मुख्तलिफ किस्म की चीजें जो है वो हमें अवेलेबल है। कल आपका टेस्ट है, तो अभी तक जनरल साइंस जो हमने पढ़ा है, बायोलॉजिकल साइंस, तो वो प्लीज वो आपके टेस्ट में शामिल होगा। ऑल द बेस्ट, गुड नाइट।